You just ate lunch. By 2 p.m., you're staring at the same paragraph for the third time. You're not tired. You're not hungry. Your brain is running on the wrong fuel. And somewhere after your 40th birthday, it starts getting worse every single year. Walk through any office at 2 p.m. and you'll see it. Coffee, refills, glazed eyes. The quiet shuffle of people pretending to read their screens. Most of them ate lunch 90 minutes ago. They should be at their cognitive peak. The pitch we've all been given is reasonable. Eat a balanced lunch. Drink water, maybe a coffee. The fog is just a discipline problem. Push through. What nobody mentions is that somewhere around your 40th birthday, your brain quietly changes how it draws energy from your bloodstream. The 2 p.m. slump stops being a willpower issue. It becomes a fueling issue, and nobody tells you because the change is invisible day to day. Your brain is roughly 2% of your body mass and burns about 20% of your daily energy. Almost all of that energy comes from one molecule, glucose, plain sugar. To get from your bloodstream into a working brain cell, glucose has to be carried across the cell wall by special protein doors. Researchers call them glucose transporters. Think of them as the only doors your brain cells have for letting fuel in. After your 40th birthday, two things start drifting at the same time. The number of those doors declines, and the signal that normally tells your brain cells to open them becomes weaker. The drift is slow, roughly 6 to 8% per decade, measured by brain scans that track where energy is actually being used. It lands hardest at the moments when your brain is working hardest and blood sugar is dipping. Say, 2 p.m., same lunch, half the cognitive output. That's not because you got lazy. That's because the machinery that turns your sandwich into thought is running a slightly weaker version of itself. And almost nobody will be told it's a measurable thing. Before we get to what's actually happening, the 4 myths. You don't need more coffee. By 2 p.m., you already have enough caffeine on board to mask sleep pressure. What you don't have is working fuel delivery into your brain cells. You don't need more sugar. A candy bar spikes your blood sugar for 15 minutes, then drops you lower than where you started. The doors didn't get any better, they just got hit harder. You didn't sleep badly. Sleep debt accelerates this. Yes, but people who track perfect 7-hour nights still hit the same wall after 40. Sleep is a multiplier, not the mechanism, and it isn't just aging. Aging is the umbrella. The actual machinery that gets less efficient is specific, identifiable, and increasingly well mapped. The mechanism doesn't live in calories, it lives in delivery. After 40, the doors that move sugar across the gateway between your blood and your brain start to thin out. The doors inside the brain cells themselves do the same. The total amount of fuel your brain can pull in per minute drops by maybe 10 to 15% over the next 2 decades. Not catastrophically, but enough to feel under hard cognitive load. At the same time, the signal that tells those doors when to open becomes noisier. It gets worse in the same brain regions that handle planning, focus, and memory. The parts you use most when you're trying to think hard. What isn't in dispute is the imaging. Brain scans consistently show reduced fuel uptake in the same regions where cognitive performance starts to slip. Your fuel system isn't broken, it's just less efficient than it was. The cleanest evidence comes from brain scans that track where energy is actually being burned. Researchers run those scans across decades and consistently find a 6 to 8% per decade decline starting in your 40s. Concentrated in the brain regions that handle planning, focus, and memory. There's a workaround the brain already knows about. Brain cells can run on ketones, the backup fuel your body produces when sugar is scarce. This is why MCT oil, ketone supplements, and lower glycemic meals all show measurable cognitive effects in older adults whose fuel delivery is dropping. Studies have also shown that creatine helps. The same molecule that helps a muscle hold a heavy set helps a brain cell hold a hard thought when sugar runs thin. It works as a parallel energy buffer, an emergency reserve that kicks in when the main delivery system is slow. This is the same family of mechanism that makes the afternoon fog feel like personality when it's really biochemistry. Have you ever sat down to a hard task at 3 p.m. and watched your own thinking slow drifted on the same paragraph? Lost the thread of a meeting you were running, opened a tab and forgotten why? This is the candidate mechanism. The lunch you ate wasn't the problem. The coffee you skipped wasn't the problem. Your brain was just trying to do precision work on a fuel pipeline that has slowly been getting narrower for several years. You weren't lazy or distracted. You were running on less fuel. And the gap between feeling sharp at 10 a.m. and feeling fogged at 2 p.m. is wider than most people in their 40s realize because the body has no instrument on the dashboard for it. So the afternoon fog isn't a character flaw, it's a delivery problem. You can't reverse the decline, you can route around it. Studies suggest creatine, ketone fuels like MCT oil, and steadier blood sugar from lower glycemic lunches all give the brain alternate or steadier energy. Schedule your hardest thinking for the morning, when delivery is at its strongest. Save your 2 p.m. for tasks that survive a slower brain. Try one shift for 2 weeks. Then notice what 2 p.m. feels like. You'll know what time does your brain fog hit hardest. Drop the hour below. What time does your brain fog hit hardest? Drop the hour below.